Hello friend, today we have to discuss the different types of routine test. Then in that we have to discuss the polarity test, then we have to discuss the phase out test, voltage ratio test, insulation resistance test. Then we have to discuss related to the what is the importance of the routine test. Then what is the importance of the routine test is you have to check the operational characteristic or operation of that equipment with the standards. We have to comparing the data, operating data with the specified values given by the manufacturer. We have to compare the data and we have to maintain the equipment properly. Then we have to discuss first test is the polarity test. The term polarity usually refers to the positive and negative terminals of the battery or DC supply, but see in the AC system the terminals which may be either positive potential or negative potential. At the same time, this term is known as same polarity terminals. See in the image, consider the two batteries having 2 volt EMF are connected as shown in figure first. Then voltmeter will read the 0, that is difference of EMF of two batteries is 0. Instead of batteries are connected in second figure, the voltmeter will read the 4 volt. The first type of connection is termed as subtractive polarity, while the second figure shows the additive polarity. Then we have to conducting a simple test on single phase transformer. Let the single phase transformer having voltage is 230 volt as to 115 volt connected to the single phase supply. Then primary terminal is marked as capital A1, capital A2. Then secondary terminals are marked as a small a1, small a2. The terminals capital A1 and small a1 are shorted by a low resistance loop as shown in figure, and the voltmeter is connected across the terminal capital A2 and small a2. If the reading of the voltmeter is equal to the difference of supply voltage and secondary EMF, then the polarity marking is termed as subtractive polarity marking. Then second condition is if the voltmeter reads the voltage is equal to the supply voltage plus secondary EMF, the marking of polarity on the secondary is termed as additive. In case of transformer, subtractive polarity marking is preferred because chance any two adjacent terminal, that is capital A1 small a1 or capital A2 small a2, get shorted, the voltage available across the winding will be less than the supply voltage. Hence, it will not cause any harm to the insulation of the transformer winding. Because of that, subtractive polarity marking is used in the transformer. See in the image second, there will be another method. The secondary terminals are marked arbitrarily with respect to the primary terminal. The primary and secondary terminals are connected in series as shown in figure. If the voltage V1 across the primary winding is less than the supply voltage, the polarity marking is correct or subtractive. In case of subtractive polarity marking, at any instant the direction of induced EMF in primary as well as secondary winding will be the same, that is either from capital A2 to small capital A1 and small a2 to small a1, or capital A1 to capital A2 and small a1 to small a2. It means that both the windings are wound on core in the same direction and their starting and finishing ends are marked by the same suffixes. The polarity marking in case of single phase transformer is required for connecting two or more transformer in parallel. Or suppose you have to consider in case of three-phase transformer, polarity marking of each phase winding is necessary for connecting it in required transformer grouping such as star star or star delta connection etc. This is the polarity test for the transformer. Then we have to discuss the second test, that is phasing out test, is carried out on the three-phase transformer. When a three-phase transformer is manufactured and the terminal marking of says LV winding with respect to HV winding of the same phase is not carried out during the manufacturing process, or the terminal marking disappears during the process of fixing transformer in the tank. During that, after that we have to carry out the phasing out test on the transformer. For that we have to showing the diagram how to carry out the phasing out test on the transformer. In this test, all winding except one on primary side and one on secondary side are shorted with low resistance wire loop. On the primary side, low DC voltage is applied. On the secondary side, there will be one voltmeter is connected. The low DC voltage, because of that, low DC current flows through that primary winding, which will cause steady flux to be established in the transformer core. If the current flowing through the winding is brought out to zero suddenly by opening the switch present in the circuit, then it will change the flux linking with both the primary and secondary winding, which will result into the EMF induced in the winding. And if the voltmeter happens to be connected across the secondary winding of the primary phase winding to which DC supply is connected, the voltmeter will indicate the deflection. Means suppose this is the first phase, and in the first phase of the secondary we have to connected the voltmeter, then voltmeter will indicate the deflection. If the voltmeter does not deflects when the secondary connections are made as in previous, then short circuit the secondary winding across which voltmeter is connected and connect it across the another secondary winding and repeat again the test. If we have to given the supply to the primary winding of one phase, and similarly we have to connected the voltmeter in the secondary winding of one phase, if it will gives the deflection, then it will be a correct phase. Similarly, for determine the secondaries of remaining two phases, the DC supply is connected to the other phase winding on primary side and voltmeter is connected across the one of the secondary phase winding. Means if you have to given a supply on one phase of the primary side and you have to connected the voltmeter on the secondary side of the transformer, if it gives the deflection, then it will be a same phase or it will be same phasing. This is the test which is to be carried out on the transformer. This is the second test to find out the phase out test. This is used for find out the corresponding HV and LV phase windings. In this test, we require the DC voltage for this test, and normally in this test we have to use the AC voltage is applied to the one of the HV or LV winding. Here we have to apply the AC voltage to the HV winding as shown in figure. Then we have to measure the voltage across the three LV phase windings. We have to measure the winding across which voltage is more compared with the other two windings represents the secondary of the winding to which supply is connected. This is the one of the second method to find out the phases in the transformer. Then the next tests are voltage ratio test. In this test we have to find the voltage ratio. There will be a different methods. First, with the help of voltmeter, suppose we have to consider a low voltage transformer, rating is 440 volt as to 220 volt or 230 volt as to 115 volt is to be tested. Then we have to apply the voltage to the transformer. We have to measure the primary and secondary voltage with the help of voltmeter, and we have to measure the voltage ratio. The voltage ratio is calculated. It is the ratio of secondary voltage to the primary voltage. Then we have to find the voltage ratio with the help of standard transformer. In this method we have to use a standard transformer of same primary and secondary voltage rating is used for determining the voltage ratio of the transformer which is under test. In this method, the primary winding of both the standard transformer and the transformer under test are connected in parallel across the bus bar. The secondaries are connected in phase opposition. See in the image on the secondary side, terminals small a2 are shorted and voltmeter is connected across small a1. If the reading of the voltmeter is 0, it will indicate that the voltage ratio of the transformer under the test is same as that of the standard transformer. The next one is the voltage ratio test with the help of ratio meter. In this method, primary of transformer under test and the ratio meters are connected to the single phase supply. We have to shown in the figure, and the ratio meter essentially a potential divider on which number of tappings are provided so that voltage across the tapping and the voltage applied to the ratio meter bears a constant ratio. Then we have to adjusting the voltage across the ratio meter. The current flowing through the ammeter is made 0 by adjusting the voltage, which indicate that secondary voltage of the ratio meter and the transformer under test are equal in magnitude but act is in opposite direction. And then primary voltages are being equal, the voltage ratio of the transformer under test is equal to the voltage ratio of the ratio meter. Then we have to find the automatically the ratio of the transformer. The next method is turn testing method. In this method we have to find the total number of HV turns and total number of LV turns are measured with the help of circuit. Then we have to find the voltage, because voltage is directly proportional to the number of turns. According to that, V2 divided by V1 is equal to N2 divided by N1. The fourth test is insulation resistance test. This test is carried out with the help of Megger, and then we have to find the insulation resistance. The insulation resistance depends upon the winding temperature. The insulation value will be reduced by 50% if the winding temperature is increased by 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. The value of insulation resistance is measured for determining moistures absorbed by the winding, insufficient insulation between winding, or effect of atmospheric pollution on the winding. If we have to measure these parameters or we have to measure the insulation resistance, then we identify what are the different factors affecting on the insulation resistance. Then here we have to show the voltage of winding, minimum insulation resistance in mega ohm, and voltage of Megger. For example, suppose you have to consider the voltage winding of 400 volt, then minimum insulation resistance is 2 mega ohm and the rating voltage of the Megger is 500 volt. This is the rating of the Megger. The insulation resistance is measured between the transformer winding and core. and between core and core clamping bolts etc. During the test, the handle of the measure should be moved at a constant speed, otherwise it gives a misleading results. Suppose we have to consider to measure the insulation resistance between the winding. The earth terminal of the measure is connected to the one winding and line terminal is connected to the other winding. We have to rotate the handle and we have to measure the insulation resistance. Similarly, we have to measure the insulation resistance between the body of the transformer and winding. If you have to measure the insulation resistance, if the insulation resistance will 0, it indicates that there will be a short circuit between the body of the transformer and winding. The insulation resistance is depends upon the voltage. According to the system applied voltage, we have to maintain the proper insulation between the two windings, between the body of the equipment and the winding properly. These are the different tests we have to study in the routine test, that is polarity test, phasing out test, then insulation resistance test or ratio test we are studied. In the next video we have to see the other routine test carried out on the electrical equipments. Thank you friend.